When you are curious, it really encourages you to keep kind of probing, right? Keep looking for new ways, new solutions, even when you are faced with an obstacle, or as I call them, stepping stones, to make sure that you're not settling, right? Don't do it like your neighbor. Don't do it like somebody else. Because at the end of the day, what I know to be true and how I have built my first 7-figure business, and now what is going to soon be my next 7-figure business, is that my curiosity has been a catalyst for growth because I have allowed it to disrupt the marketplace. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Power in the Pause podcast. How are you guys doing today? I am excited to be here with you because this episode was actually inspired probably about 2 hours ago from a conversation that I was having with somebody who is new in my world and someone that I was connected with. And today's episode has to do with the light bulb that came on for me during my conversation with her. And what it triggered inside of me in a good way is what the secret sauce is to disrupting business as usual. So you're going to want to tune into today's episode and keep listening, because if you're somebody who is, you've had that inkling since you were a young child where you just maybe haven't always fit in, or you've always gone against the grain, or your opinion has been different than the norm. And what I want to dive into in today's episode is really all about this secret sauce, which is curiosity, right? Diving into the power of curiosity, which to me is what is sparked when you gift yourself with the pause. And it's really curiosity that fuels our ability to create innovation and to transform. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about why I believe that some of the most successful disruptors that I know are driven by their insatiable curiosity, and how it is that you can harness this trait to start challenging the status quo in your industry, to uncover hidden opportunities, and to create breakthroughs that are going to leave what you consider to be your competition in the dust. So keep tuning in to ignite your curiosity and be a game changer, be a disruptor in your field of business like me. And if you guys haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss a single episode that comes out every single week. And you would do me a huge, huge service and favor if you would leave a 5-star rating so that more people can find this episode. So without further ado, I want to talk through how curiosity is the secret sauce, or a driving force behind how it is that you can be a disruptor in your business. So you're going to want to take some notes on this one. So number one, when you are allowing your curiosity to flourish, what you are doing is compelling yourself to question the norms, which means to me that you are challenging the status quo. So when you are questioning the status quo, you're really asking, well, why are we doing things this way? Why does it have to look this way? And so I would encourage you to explore different approaches to what you may consider to be conventional ways to think about something, right? When you look at something, what are some other perspectives that you can come up with, right? You don't just necessarily look at a situation. Typically, we react to many situations because we're either afraid or we've always done something some way. What would shift? What would change? What new innovation would you create if you approach something with a different level of curiosity where you do things differently? Think about that. Number two is you can discover needs that have been unmet in your business, in your marketplace. So what I know to be true, because this is me, is that curious minds really try to understand our buyers deeply. right? We put ourselves in their shoes. And what this does is it really leads us to identify the gaps or some unmet needs that they have. What is it that they are not receiving that we have figured out already for them? And this, you guys, these are the seeds for those disruptive ideas that you are being tasked to plant and to grow and to build and to start sharing and reaping the benefits of. Okay. Number 3 is continuous learning. So when you are curious, you are always in self-development, right? Disruptors, we are lifelong learners. And curiosity drives us to continually seek new knowledge, new trends, new technologies, right? Because we always want to stay one step ahead of the curve, or we have questions about, well, why is this appealing to you versus something else? And so we really lean into what is possible with these new technologies or this new information, and we figure out how it is that we can implement that in our lives, in our businesses, so that we can start laying the foundations for new ways to do things. Okay. Number 4, curiosity encourages experimentation, which means that we embrace failure and see it as success. So hear me out. When you are curious, failure actually becomes a learning opportunity. We do not see it as a setback. We see it as a stepping stone. And this mindset is crucial as a disruptor because it allows for our ability to pivot and to constantly improve and to seek new ways, right? Failing at something means that you just learned a way not to do something. So why don't we start checking that off of our list, right? Instead of the things that we actually do accomplish. Number 5 is that when we're curious, guess what it opens the door to? Creativity, right? I think of the childhood book, and I might be aging myself here by saying this, but it reminds me of the book series Curious George. And I used to love these books as a little girl because Curious George was always getting into what the book would like us to believe as trouble. But I could totally relate to George because I would want to be curious. I would want to start really like diving in and understanding and learning about these things as though I was seeing something for the first time, right? Like that's the beauty of being a kid, I feel like, is that we're really able to see things from an innovative lens that enables us and really leads us down the road to create things that are disruptive in our products, in our services, in our business model. So be curious, George. Embrace that, right? My nickname as a little girl was Monkey. If you're on my email list, I've been talking about this recently and really embracing instead of fighting back with that particular nickname, because really what it's enabled me to do is to stand out and be different. And that is 100% what I was born to do. And I want to inspire each of you to do the same. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is or actually 2 things actually that are coming to mind are that curiosity also will fuel your passion and it keeps you motivated. So when you are genuinely interested, passionate, motivated, desiring to explore something new, man, the energy behind that, the frequency behind that energizes you to push through the norm, to push through the status quo, to push through those industry boundaries, and to pursue disruption with a smile, with enthusiasm, and with passion, because that is what is contagious. And then finally, the last thing about curiosity is that it builds and instills resilience. When you are curious, it really encourages you to keep kind of probing, right? Keep looking for new ways, new solutions, even when you are faced with an obstacle, or as I call them, stepping stones, to make sure that you're not settling, right? Don't do it like your neighbor. Don't do it like somebody else. Because at the end of the day, what I know to be true and how I have built my first 7-figure business, and now what is going to soon be my next 7-figure business, is that my curiosity has been a catalyst for growth because I have allowed it to disrupt the marketplace. It has driven me to continuously want to learn and to explore and to innovate and to start paving the way for those behind me, to start being a unicorn and soaring and breaking through the status quo. Because every time that I nurture my curiosity, I am unlocking my potential to become a disruptor in the coaching world, in the mentorship world, because we get to do things differently. We get to build and create our own tables. I was not meant to sit at someone else's table. I was meant to create my own and invite listeners like you to join me at my table. So if you are somebody who is feeling inspired by this episode, I invite you to jump on a free call with me. Go to contactwendy.com and let's see what you get to use as your disruptor in your marketplace. How are you going to change the status quo, do things differently, and not only unlock your potential, but unlock every single one of your future clients' potentials as well. I promise it's going to be a game changer for you and everybody else that comes into contact with you. What was an aha moment? What was something that totally landed for you? Share it with me. Email me, wendy@wendysterling.net. Don't forget to also follow me across social media, wendypagesterling.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know that with every single episode of this podcast, my goal is to show you the power in every single moment that you gift yourself with the pause. Sending you all so much love and light always. I will see you in the next episode. Mwah. Bye, everybody.